Hello, my friends. I'm here today to make you a vegetable juice, and I encourage you guys to drink lots of vegetable juice. Difference between a fruit juice and a vegetable juice is fruit is very detoxifying. It'll pull on the acids, it'll pull on the lymph system, it'll start to make it move. The thing with the vegetables is these are the rebuilders. It'll help to strengthen your cells, it'll help to rebuild tissue, rebuild muscle, bones, hydrate you, nourish you. But it also has some healing properties as well, especially like cilantro. I have cilantro here. These guys are great pullers of heavy metals. It's called chelators. Or chelation, sorry, it's called chelation as well. Chelation therapy was something that was developed around World War II or World War I when they were using nerve gas on the battlefield. And the soldiers were exposed to these toxins, and then so the military was trying to find a way to remove the toxins out of the soldiers, and they came up with chelation therapy. It's basically using other chemicals that they ingest, or it's given directly through the IV, and these other chemicals go and they bind to the heavy metals, and once they bind them, they pull them out, and then you either defecate them or you urinate them and it comes out of your system. Well, there's a natural way to do that, and that's through cilantro. If you have mercury toxicity, aluminum, arsenic, this is an amazing herb for that. It'll hang on to those heavy metals and pull them right out. And you might say, well, I'm not exposed to heavy metals. Yes, you are. And the reason is that our environment is very polluted. You might not notice it, but we are having a shower, a rain of toxic metals come down on us. There are so many flights wherever you live, flying right over you. And those airplanes spew out toxic chemicals in the form of exhausted jet fuel coming out of it. And you might see those white clouds of toxic trails left behind by the airplane. And that eventually will settle down to the ground. And you will either inhale it, or if it sits on top of a fruit or a vegetable and you consume it, you ingest it. So we are exposed to toxins on a daily basis, and by eating clean, by eating fresh fruits and vegetables, you help to minimize the negative effects of that on your body. So what I have today here is kale, fennel, cilantro, and celery. And I also have, this is optional, a little bit of habanero just to spice it up a little bit. Now, any kind of pepper is really good if you have aches and pains. The active ingredient in the peppers will help to alleviate the pain. If you have arthritis, that joint pain, eat a little bit of pepper and you'll notice a difference in your level of pain. So I recommend you drinking at least 32 ounces of vegetable juice at least once a day. And I usually like to save this for later in the day when you're getting closer to bedtime. So the vegetables can help calm you down, settle you down, and get you ready for going to bed. And as you go to bed, let the juice work on you and let your body rebuild itself and heal itself, and at the same time pull some of the toxins out of your system. So I'm using a omega juicer here, and I'm just going to start making some juice. And then I usually like to do 32 ounces, so we'll see how much we make today. Kale is really amazing. Kale is almost like a superfood in itself. It's very, very dense in its nutrient content, and it's also high in its antioxidant content. The dark leafy green vegetables like kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, these are all super healthy, super nutritious, and I recommend that you consume these dark leafy green vegetables at least once a day. Now you could juice them the way I'm juicing them, or if you prefer, you make a healthy salad and have it directly in your salad. In fact, one day I will make a salad for you guys with just kale and some avocado and some lemon or lime. Super easy, doesn't take a whole lot of time, super healthy, super nutritious. Now this juicer that I'm using is called the Omega Juicer. Some of you guys might be familiar with the Breville or Jack LaLanne or the Juice Man. This is called a single auger juicer, and it's a slow juicer. It basically has a very slow revolution, and the whole point behind that is that it doesn't bring a lot of heat when it does that. So if you're really spinning something really, really fast, you tend to create heat, and that heat will destroy some of the nutrient properties of the juice. Now this, because it's so slow and it's relatively quiet, if you ever had a Breville, you'll notice how loud it is. This is relatively quiet. This doesn't destroy the nutrient value of the juice. So we use, I prefer this over the Breville. And also the Breville doesn't do a very good job at juicing vegetables, dark leafy green vegetables. I mean, it'll do a good job on hard vegetables. If you're juicing carrot or if you're juicing celery, it'll do a good job on that. But when it comes to like cilantro or kale, all it does is it spins it around and it spits it right out. And that's sort of like a really old technology. If you have it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you can, I would recommend that you get one of these slow juicers. I'm going to toss the habanero in here. One more thing I like to add to the juice, which I don't have right now, is lemon. I love lemon. And also lemon will help to preserve the freshness of the juice for a little bit. If you ever had an avocado and you chopped it up, you notice like within minutes it starts to turn brown. But if you sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice on the avocado, that avocado is going to stay nice and green. That change of color, that turning brown, is called oxidation. And that's because in our atmosphere there's oxygen. And that oxygen starts to interact with that juice and it oxidizes it. That's why oxidation is bad when it's on the outside, but it's also super bad when it's on the inside. You have these things called free radicals in your system, and these guys will go and start stealing electrons from healthy atoms in your system, and that will unbalance you and cause disease. So when you eat, when you drink fresh juices, fresh vegetables, what you do is you neutralize these free radicals. And that's why you'll hear the term antioxidants, and that's because they're there to neutralize the free radicals in your system and to stop them from stealing electrons from healthy cells. The other ingredient that I have here is called dandelion green. Now if you've got any sort of a liver issue, I really recommend dandelion greens. This is a great liver cleanser. One of the thing I recommend to you guys is try to get your fruits and vegetables that are in season, that are ripe, that are local, and preferably buy it organic. What you don't want is to consume the heavy pesticides, fungicides, herbicides that the farmer will use to ensure a good crop. But think about this: if herbicide can destroy the cells of unwanted plants, or a fungicide can destroy fungal stuff in nature so they don't grow on your food, why want to destroy your cells as well? You think there's a magical barrier that says, oh, you know, this is a human cell, I'm not going to destroy it? No, it'll have the same deadly effect on your body as it does on the stuff that it's used against. So just because that they're using it to kill weeds and to kill bacteria or fungus doesn't mean it's safe. When you consume it, you're consuming deadly chemicals, and over time these things have a cumulative effect, and at some point you start to notice that your body's not as strong as it used to be, or you start having all these strange ailments or side effects. So this is getting pretty full. What I'm going to do is strain it. I like my juice pretty straight. Some of you guys might prefer to have some fiber in there. I'm going to toss this out. And that's fine. I use a strainer here. I have just a little bit more left. There's not a whole lot of fiber in here. A lot of it is just foam. This makes probably a little over a liter. So I'm going to finish up with some fennel and with the remaining celery stalks. Celery is really good. It's an excellent hydrator. On a hot summer day, if you're thirsty, I recommend juicing some celery and hydrate your body naturally. And also remember that the water contained in these vegetables is super healthy. It has been filtered through the soil and through the vegetable itself into an ultimate super elixir, super drink for your body. So when you drink vegetable juice, you are drinking the purest form of water that you can find. And it's also mineral rich. There's a lot of minerals in the celery. There's a lot of minerals in the fennel. As opposed to drinking water straight from the tap that's been chlorinated and God knows what else they put in there. This is the healthiest water on earth because it's been filtered by nature. Naturally healthy, full of beneficial minerals. The other thing that I would recommend to you guys is to filter your water. If you're using tap water, always use a filter with it. You don't want to drink all that chlorine and all that other junk that's found in the system. A lot of heavy sediments. There's like a lot of iron, a lot of calcium sediments deposits in the water. So you always want to use a filter to get rid of all that out. So we are done with our juicing, and this to me is probably like one serving, and I wouldn't let this sit there for too long. I usually drink it up. But you know, if you're a busy person and you don't have all the time to make juices for yourself, what you could do is juice the night before you go to work and take it to work, or You could juice ahead for a day or two max. Get a really good tight lid on it and put it in your refrigerator, and it'll keep pretty well. But remember, if you're really sick and you're really trying to detox, and you're really trying to accelerate the healing process, you want to get this as fresh as you can and you want to drink it right away. You don't want to let it sit. But if you're a fairly healthy person and you're just doing a detox, otherwise you're good, no pain, no aches, then yeah, you can store it. But if you're in trouble, I wouldn't let this sit. So I use these big jars, these 1 liter, and I just pour it right in there and I drink it right away. Remember to store your juices in glass bottles. I do not recommend plastic, because plastic will leach and it will get dissolved in your juice, and then you're going to be in trouble, because now all that goodness is being diminished by that plastic that you just ate with the juice. So, okay, so this is a little bit more than a liter, probably a liter and a third. Very healthy, very nutritious. I encourage all of you guys to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, and make sure you get at least 1 jar of juice of vegetables in your daily diet. Thank you very much for watching these videos. I hope that you begin your journey of healing yourself through fruits and vegetables and start to move away from the cooked food, because cooked food is not going to serve you well. It's going to back up your lymph system, it's going to cause inflammation, swelling, aches and pains, and once you start walking down that road, things just start to progress and you get into more and more deeper trouble, big diseases, big aches and pains, and then it becomes hard to pull yourself back out of that. So start now, eat fresh fruits and vegetables, and heal your body. And the most important thing of all is to have a heart that's full of love. Because when you eat this fruits and vegetables, what it does is it fills your heart with love. And once your heart is full of love, then you go and you share it with the world. And you make the world a better place. Because we can all make a difference by what we do in our lives. Because our actions will reverberate through the universe. And what you want to do is send love out there. And I send lots of love to you guys. I wish you a great day, and I'll see you again. Peace and love.